Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here. Welcome back to part 2 of my full playthrough walkthrough for The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. This is being done using Henrico Magnifico's 4K texture pack on PC, so if you have an opportunity to play this game on PC and you want a 4K or even 1080p texture pack, highly recommend you can find the link to that texture pack in the description below. In this section of the walkthrough, part 2, we are going to do another 3-day cycle, primarily inside of Clocktown. Now that we have access to Human Link and Deku Link, we can now leave Clocktown and do a little bit in Termina Field. So we're going to get a bunch of heart pieces. We will end this section of the walkthrough with 8 out of 52 heart pieces. We're going to get the Bunny Hood. We're going to get the Bremen mask. We're going to get the Blast mask. We're going to get Kamaro's mask. We're going to get a bunch of stuff in this part of the walkthrough that will set us up for success in the next part when we go to the Southern Swamp and Woodfall Temple. Okay, so we're going to pick up right where we left off. We have 3 hearts, sword and shield, and 2 songs and the Deku mask. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to play the Song of Time backward. So if we go to our song menu, if we play the Song of Time backwards, which is RLY, RLY, we'll play the inverted Song of Time, which will slow time down. Now, this is one of those differences on 3DS that I don't really understand. On N64, the inverted Song of Time cuts the flow of time in half, so time moves half as fast. On 3DS, it cuts it by a third only. So time moves more quickly on 3DS when it is slowed down. This will require some really, really smart gameplay or really smart planning later on in the walkthrough. It doesn't affect us too much now, but you have less time to do things on 3DS. So that's why it's very important to check the schedules and set alarms whenever you need to do something. Okay, so with the flow of time slowed down, we are going to get the Great Fairy Mask. So if you recall in the previous section of the walkthrough, we got a stray fairy, and then we brought it to the Great Fairy Fountain in North Clocktown, and we got the magic upgrade, or we got magic in general. If we do the same thing but as Human Link, we will instead, get the Great Fairy Mask, which is very useful for dungeons. Hello, thank you so much. It's very useful for dungeon because it attracts stray fairies. And by attract, I mean they will literally gravitate toward you. So sort of like a fairy magnet. Okay, so one thing you will notice is that NPCs move half as fast, so they move slower. That's because all of the NPCs are tied to the in-game clock. So everything is now happening at a third of the speed that it normally would. So in case you're wondering why do they look like they're moving in slow motion, that is why. Okay, so with the Stray Fairy in tow, let's re-enter the Great Fairy Fountain. And this is the only Stray Fairy that gives you 2 rewards. The Dungeon Stray Fairies only ever give 1 reward. I'm not really sure why this one gives 2. Not sure. Okay. And if you're wondering, how do I know about the Song of Inverted Time, the Scarecrow gives you a big hint toward it when you Human Link. Okay, Great Fairy says, "Oh, Tattle, you, kind young one, thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. I'm the Great Fairy of Magic. Please allow me to ease the weariness as a token of my gratitude." "Oh, kind young one, scattered throughout the 4 temples of this land are more stray fairies, which belong to great fairies who are broken just as I was. Please find a way to save them and return them to their fountains. Surely they will add to your strength. Allow me to grant you something good so that the stray fairies will not fear you." You got the Great Fairy's Mask. Stray fairies will fly to you when you wear it. You'll know you're close to a fairy who's lost in a temple if the mask's hair begins to shimmer. So, more on that in the next part of the walkthrough. We won't use that unless we're in dungeons. That is really the first mask we get. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get heart piece 3 of 52. That is located here in North Clocktown. And it is in a tree in the playground area. And it's right here. You can see it right here in this tree. So, I'm going to try to grab a couple rupees here. We don't really need them because we're going to get a decent amount later. Wow, that was a big failure. Anyway, go ahead and hop up here, hop over here, and then face this direction. Press L to center the camera. And then jump. And then jump again. Cool, that's our piece 3 of 52. Our next destination is to get 100 rupees, and we're going to do this basically at the start of every single cycle. So there's a 100 rupee chest here in East Clocktown, and it respawns at the start of every single cycle. So we're always going to come back here. Okay. We're going to jump this gap, come over here, jump along those targets, hop up here, and then this chest right here contains 100 rupees. All right. Cool. So that's kind of it for the daytime. There's still a lot that we can do in town. However, let me discuss the mini games here before we actually do the next thing. So here we have a shooting gallery. We cannot do that until we get the bow. This is the Honey and Darling shop. This is a target destruction mini game. You can actually do the first 2 days now. However, you can't do the third day until you have the bow, and you have to do all 3 in a row. All 3 days in a row, just like the Deku Playground, in order to get the heart piece. So don't bother doing that just yet. This place right here, this is the milk bar. You can't get in there unless you have proof of membership. We'll get that much later on. This is the Stockpot Inn. We'll visit this in a little while to get a piece of heart. And then this is the treasure chest minigame. There is a heart piece here on night 2, or day 2. It's either day or night 2, that you kind of need. You actually do need the Gorman mask in order to get it. And the reason for that is because the prize changes depending on what transformation mask you wear when speaking with the girl at the counter. So you can't get that heart piece there yet. Alrighty. Cool, so now we're going to get the Bremen mask. And in order to get the Bremen mask, we need to come back to the laundry pool. And we have to make it night 1. So we're going to play yet another song that is hidden. And that is the Song of Double Time. So, again, the Scarecrow gives you a hint to this. But if you were to play the notes of the Song of Time twice in a row, so the Song of Time is YLR. If you were to play YYLLRR, that'll be the Song of Double Time. Now, you may think this makes time go by twice as quickly. It's not exactly correct. What it actually does, if you look on the bottom right, or the bottom screen, which I have in the bottom right corner, on 3DS, you can pick the hour that you move to in any given day, which is really helpful. On N64, it only goes to 6 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 6 a.m., or 6 p.m., day 1, night 1, and so on and so forth. It only goes to 6 o'clock. Start of day, start of night, start of day, start of night, etc. On 3DS, you could pick the exact hour that it goes to. Now, I think this is a really good change for replays of the game, but I wish it weren't unlocked by default. I wish it came, I don't know, later on in the game somehow. I just am not a fan of this change because I feel like it shortens the gameplay a bit. Yeah, there is a bit of waiting around that you have to do on the N64 version, but it's because the world is a living place. In this version of the game, you kind of just become the time god. So it's helpful in replays, but I think it makes for a bad first experience, or a less good first experience. In any event, go ahead and skip to 6 p.m. And then we're going to go to night of the first day. And at night, there's going to be a new NPC here. So, if we speak with this guy, he says, "La la la, they said I was much too loud when I practiced in my room." You can find him in the Stockpot Inn during the day. "They got mad, sigh, now I'm sad. I'll just think about the past to keep my mind off the bad. Ah yes, I'll do that. Dear spectator, long ago I was in an animal troupe with dogs and donkeys and such. Why could a man join? That's 'cause a man is an animal too, my boy." They were all great, but there was one thing I didn't like about it. Why was the dog the leader? Was it 'cause something was wrong with me, sir? Oh, that dog was an amazing leader. He always had a stellar troop no matter what animals he had to work with. That's why I stole it. The dog's mask. I stole it. I wanted it because it was the leader's mask, but I no longer need it, so I'll give it to you. And there you get the Bremen's mask. So the Bremen mask is also known as the troop leader mask, and this will allow us to be the leader of a troop on... we're going to do it in this section of the walkthrough. It's going to be day 3 that we do it. So we're going to get a heart piece, or we're going to get another mask using this mask. Okay, it says the leader was a good instructor. His members matured quickly, and they became adults in an instant. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is rescue the old lady in North Clocktown. The old lady helps run the bomb shop, and she is going to get robbed on the night of the first day. However, if we prevent the robbery, we will not only get the blast mask, but we will be able to buy the big bomb bag at a reasonable price instead of it being gouged on day 3. So, alternatively, if you choose not to stop the robbery, which we will do eventually, or we will not do eventually, another mask becomes available for sale on the night of day 3. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's the final night, the night of day 3. Okay, so there is this really suspicious man that I pointed out in the previous section of the walkthrough. This is Sakon. He's a thief. And so at approximately 12:15 on the first night, Sakon will attempt to rob the old lady. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Song of Double Time. We're going to fast forward to midnight. Now, if you're playing on N64, you're just going to have to wait. And at about 12:15, the old lady will show up. And if you just stand right in front of the post box, you can just press B once the robbery happens, and you'll stop them. So there's the old lady. She comes in from the canyon area. And then at about 12:15, Sakon's going to come out from his hiding spot. It's like 12:30 on 3DS. 12:20? 12:20. So if you don't have time slowed down, this will go a bit faster. There you go. Thank you. Since he didn't make off with them, I can finally stock big bomb bags at our shop. Maybe I'll put them out tomorrow. Yes, I must thank you. It's a dangerous mask, but maybe you could use it to throw your own festival fireworks show. We got the blast mask. Okay, so the blast mask is basically a free bomb, and if you press R to guard with your shield, and then press B to use the mask, then you will explode and not take any damage. If you don't block it, you will take damage. Okay, so that is the blast mask. All right, cool. Now we're going to get Kamaro's mask. She actually comes in from the north. So if you speak with the guard, as a human, he recognizes that you have a sword, and he will let you pass. So she actually comes in from the mountain region of Termina Field, which is where we're going to go. And the reason that we're coming here specifically is there is a man dancing on top of a mushroom over here, and we need to help him. So you can find him right here. He's basically naked on a snow-capped mushroom, playing an interesting song. So if we speak with him, he says, I am no longer part of the living, my sadness to the moon. I haven't left my dance to the world. I'm filled with regret. Translation, I am disappointed. Oh, moon, I have died. Oh, I plan to bring the world together and stir it into a giant melting pot with my dance. If only I had taught my new dance to someone. So this is Kamaro, and he wishes to teach his dance to someone. And if you recall, there were a couple of girls dancing near the lottery shop in West Clocktown at night when we were at Deku Scrub. So we can teach this man's dance to those girls by laying him to rest by playing the Song of Healing. Spread my dance across the world, train its followers. Translation, I've taught it to you, now make it into a popular dance craze. Got Kamaro's mask. Use it to teach his dance to the world so his moves can become as popular as he hoped they'd be. So unfortunately, this man died at some point. And so we've laid him to rest using the Song of Healing. I'm counting on you. Translation, I'm counting on you. And there you go. That's Kamaro. Okie doke. So we're going to come over here. We're going to re-enter Clocktown. Okay, and then we are going to head to West Clocktown. And we are going to use Kamaro's mask to dance for the Rosa sisters and teach them the dance and get ourselves heart piece number 4 of 52. Let's come over here, bring up the mask menu, equip Kamaro's mask, and then press B to dance. And it's literally the second you press the button, Link starts dancing and teaches the Rosa sisters the dance. It's unclear why the Bomber Boy gets involved here. I don't really understand it. He doesn't on N64. The girls say, thank you for teaching us those steps. You are our master. Okay, so that's heart piece number 4. Next up, we're going to get the Moon Tier once again. And the reason for this is because we want to get the land title deed once again, but this time we're actually going to use it for something. Okay. Now be sure to take off the mask, just because some people have different reactions to different masks, and sometimes you can't get them to do what you really need them to do. Actually, really quick, I'm going to purchase the big bomb bag, just to get rid of these rupees. I think it should be on sale right now. If not, we can come back in the morning. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Got the big bomb bag. Now you can carry up to 30. So we basically skipped the first bomb bag and get the second one. Okay, and then this Goron sells powder kegs. We can't buy them until we get a powder keg license, which we will get much later on in the game. I shouldn't say much later on, but later on. Okay. So one of the reasons that I bought that at that point is because we're about to go into the Bomber's hideout. And within the Bomber's hideout is a chest that contains 100 rupees. And just like the chest in East Clocktown here, this chest respawns every single cycle. So I want to make sure that I pick it up, but because we had 109 rupees in our wallet at the time, that would have been 9 rupees wasted. And we never like to waste rupees. I forgot the password. But luckily, it's in the Bomber's notebook at all times. 21354. And really quick, I'm gonna equip the blast mask. All right. If we were to jump into this water and go left instead of right, we'll get to this little passageway here, and we can just ignore the Skulltula. Pop up here, and then I'm gonna press R to crouch, and then B to explode with the blast mask. And that reveals a chest. You will have to blow that up every single day. There we get another 100 rupees. Cool. So now let's go ahead and proceed into the Astral Observatory. just like yesterday in the previous cycle, we are going to get the Moon's Tier. You could do this on 64. I don't think you could do it on 3DS. Can you do this on 3DS? No, they prevent you from doing that. That's actually crazy. Go ahead and transform into the Deku Scrub. That's so weird that they did that. You could just throw pots at it on 64. Alright, and then don't forget about your 15 rupees over here. Alright, zoom in on the Skull Kid again. Now, there is a business scrub that will come out of Clocktown. I'm not 100% sure if you have to do this twice, though. Like, if you have to come in here 2 times. Because I can't remember if it's the same scrub, like, lore-wise. I can't remember if it's the same scrub as the other one. Nope, it's not. Okay, cool. So, when you look over here to this section of Clocktown, this scrub will come out. And you need to witness him fly into his grotto. Hello. And the grotto is going to be like right over here. Right here. There he is. I was like, where the hell did he go? Okay, once you witness him flying to the grotto, that kind of triggers him becoming available in there, and he will sell you a heart piece. So it gets marked in your notebook that he saw it happen. Seen it. All right, go ahead and grab the Moon Tier. And then we're going to go back. You want to make sure you have at least 100 rupees to purchase that piece of heart. Curious if this happens again. Oh boy. What is happening? Okay. This thing's hitboxes were showing up in the previous section of the walkthrough. I just want to see if it would happen again. Okay. So, we are going to exchange the Moon's Tier once again for the land title deed, but then we are going to use the land's title deed to get a heart piece. Actually, I'm not sure if doing this will cause that guy to move. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go get the piece of heart from the scrub in Termina Field. Sorry about that. I just can't remember if that's going to cause him to move back to Clocktown or not. And, like, remove himself from there. Okay. So this is the Astral Observatory over here. And the grotto is right here. Okay, so this guy's going to try to hustle us. And you'll see what I mean in a sec. It's my secret storage unit. It's a problem if you come in here without permission. Please, I'll sell you a piece of heart if you just keep this place a secret for 150. Say no. He says, no good. In that case, you leave me no choice. What about 100? Say yes. So you basically get 50 off. All right, that is heart piece number 5 of 52. All right, and then he leaves. Alrighty, back to Clocktown. Although I believe there's 60 rupees in this tree right here. Oh, please. What? What is happening? Bonk into the tree, you child. Okay, never mind. I'm like hitting it on the wrong angle or something. There we go. That was so strange. Okay, back into Clocktown. I'm just always trying to get money. It's like the name of the game is always get money, because you always need to deposit money. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and exchange the title deed, or the Moon's Tear for the title deed now. I'm not sure if this guy only deals with business scrubs, or deca scrubs. Property, don't try using when I'm not around. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right. Now, what we need to do is we need to bring this into the Stockpot Inn. However, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it in time because time moves more quickly on 3DS. So we got to move very fast here. You can do this on any night. I'm just trying to get this done efficiently. So because it's after hours, we need to enter Stockpot Inn from this door. Otherwise, we will not be able to get in. Quick way to get down the stairs is a side hop. There it is. This toilet hand asks for paper, so go ahead and give it any piece of paper you have, but the land title deed is the easiest. All right. He says, ho, you saved me. This fell down here. I'll give it to you. All right, that is hard piece number 6 of 52. Okay, perfect timing, actually, because the next one that we have to get is only available during the day. So the Ghost of the Inn is only available at night. I think it's past midnight. In Japanese folklore, that's like a whole thing, so feel free to look it up. All right, welcome to Dawn of the Second Day. First thing we're going to do here on the second day is we are going to go to West Clocktown, and we are going to go to the Swordsman School. Now, the Swordsman School is a cool little mini-game that really teaches you the various sword techniques. However, if you take the advanced course, you'll be able to play a mini-game where if you score 30 points, you'll get a piece of heart. So, transform back into Human Link, and then speak with this guy. Now, speak with him. It says, when you sharpen your sword skills, your mind is sharpened naturally. With the moon getting closer in recent days, the number of the weak and frightened has increased. But when you attain a master's level of training as I have, there is nothing to fear. By learning at this training center, you too can attain such a strong mind and will. So we try it. Let's take the expert course, and all we have to do is score 3 points per log, which is done by using jump attacks. So take out your sword, L target, and then press A to do a jump. Your sword has to be out in order to do this, so that's why I pressed B as soon as I got over here. You are under a bit of a time limit. These logs will sink back into their holes if you don't destroy them fast enough, so just try to be diligent. I recommend going back to the center whenever possible. And really take your time. Press L, then press A. Don't try to do it at the same time. Don't rush. Just... it'll be okay. All right, so as long as you get a perfect score of 30 points, you will get heart piece number 7 of 52. Okay, so now it is time to actually just skip to the final day. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back out to Termina Field, exiting via South Clocktown, and we are going to go get the bunny hood. So you can actually get this hood, or this mask, on any day. However, because we do not yet have access to a powder keg, the only time it's available to us right now, in this current state of the game, is on day 3. And that's because a boulder that is blocking the entrance to Romani Ranch just goes away. A guy is chipping away at it across the day 1 and day 2. So, all right, exiting via South Clocktown. We're not going to head towards the swamp. Instead, we're going to head this way here. And we're actually skipping another heart piece, but we'll get that on the next go-around. So this bird that's chasing us, this one right here, called a Takuri, this bird will steal your items. So do not get near this bird if you can help it. It will steal your items, and if it steals anything of major value, it will be sold at the Curiosity Shop later. Okay, so go ahead and activate this owl statue. I'm so used to the N64. Just press A. All right, save your progress. Yes. Cool. And then we can... yeah, let's shoot down Tingle. Go ahead and get the map for this region. All right. All right, cool. Like I said, you always buy the map. You only buy the map of the region that you're in. Always buy the cheaper one. It's never worth it to buy the more expensive one. Okay, so you can see this guy chipping away at this gigantic boulder here. And so what we are going to do is we're going to fast forward time a little bit. However, I do want to explain something really quick. And that is this area over here to the southeast. So, this is the Gorman track. These are the Gorman brothers, and these guys have a new purpose on the 3DS version. On the 3DS version, there is another bottle for a total of 7, and then the troop leader's mask. Sorry, I actually got them a little confused. I said before that the Bremen's mask is also known as a troop leader's mask. That is not correct. Hang on, troop leader mask. This is the troop leader's mask. This mask is, I think, only in the 3DS version. No, it's in both. Okay. However, the troop leader's mask has an added function on 3DS. Sorry, the version differences always kind of escape me. The troop leader's mask is basically a Gorman brother face. So these guys are triplets. There's a third one in Clocktown. And they have a new quest line on 3DS that leads to another bottle. So we'll do that much later on. We can't do that now. But we'll just wanted to point it out that there is another difference there. So there's another bottle, and then a bottle has also been, its location has changed. So there's an extra bottle, and then a bottle moved, and it changed places with a heart piece. So more on that later, but that's another big difference in this game. Okay, so we need to skip to day 3. So, go to dawn of the final day. Excuse me. Okay, cool. So, on day 3, the boulder has been chipped away. So now we can enter Romani Ranch. Wow, wow. Now you'll notice over there, our horse is locked behind a gate. However, we cannot do anything about that yet. And the reason that we can't do anything about it yet is because the girl who is sitting on that crate, her name is Romani. She has had a bit of an experience that will cause her not to speak with us. At least that's how it is on N64. I'm curious how this is going to go on 3DS. I've never actually tried this on 3DS. On 64, she's just like, she will not speak to us. Oh boy. Huh? You who? Who are you again? An adorable yet quirky little girl from Romani Ranch. She lives there with her sister Cremia. See what happens here. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So we need to visit her before day 3, basically, in order to get her to be functioning. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the west side. And this first building here, this is a dog track. There's a piece of heart contained in the dog track. However, we can get it, but it's unlikely that we'll be able to get it. It's a bit of a gambling thing. Instead, we can come back there once we get another mask that will basically predict the outcome for us. Okay, we're going to come over here to the Cuckoo Shack. And you will notice all these little chicks. So if we speak with this guy, he says, I heard it from my gramps. Says the moon's going to fall. With something that big, it's sure to take this ranch down with it. Ha. Oh well. I might as well stay put. I can't run like I used to anyway. My only regret is that I won't get to see these guys in their prime as roosters. If only I could move like I used to back in the day. I'd march these little dudes all around town until they grew big and strong. This is Grog, chicken handler for the Cuckoo Shack. His appearance may be intimidating, but he's a real softie who adores his little yellow wards. Okay, so let's take out the Bremen mask. And then you'll notice our B button now says March. So if we hold the B button, we gotta keep holding it, and then walk near all these little chicks. Once we gather all of them, we will be able to cause them to become full-blown cuckoos. One of the greatest things that the PC port of this game has done is allowed you to walk at full speed with this mask. It is so nice. So you kind of just gotta walk around looking for the little yellow dots. I believe there's 10 of them. So once you find them all, they'll all start following. We have, I think, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even count. 1, 2, 3. We have 6. 4 more. Yep. All 4 in a row right here. It's 7. 8, 9, and 10. So just keep marching. Keep holding B. And then once all 10 sort of become full grown, the challenge ends and we will be rewarded with the bunny hood. They're all grown up now. How did you do that? Just seeing these guys with the crest and all, I don't have regrets about anything anymore. I'm perfectly satisfied. Here, you can have this from me. Nothing fancy, just an old mask I used to wear in my running days. Got the bunny hood. My, what long ears it has. Will the power of the wild spring forth? Yeah, these guys are all roosters. Okay, so now we have the bunny hood, which allows us to run real fast. However, it has a hidden function in Majora's Mask, and it has to do with a mini game. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take off the Bremen mask, put on the bunny hood, and then we run real fast. We're going to leave Romani Ranch, and we're going to head back toward Clocktown. Down, 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 boom, 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 boom. Okay. So we're actually going to basically deposit our 90 rupees and then reset the cycle. And then we're going to do one thing in the next cycle. And that thing is play a mini game that will give us heart piece number 8 of 52. Kind of confused why in my previous walkthrough I didn't go down this grotto for that piece of heart on this trip. I'm curious why. I'm trying to like always do these things in parallel, but I'm discovering like little inefficiencies that I'm like kind of annoyed by. It could also be a different grotto that you go down in that area. That could be why. Okay, so let's go to the bank, deposit our 90, and then reset the cycle. Cool. So once you're ready, reset. Okay, so as always, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get 200 rupees. I don't know if he'll talk to us with the bunny hood. Nope. Oh, hello. Can't believe I remember that. I never remember my bomber code ever. Okay, take out your blast mask. I'm also going to take out the bunny hood again. Just make this go a little bit faster. Now, you can't make these jumps with the bunny hood. You can make the first one, but not the others. So be sure to take it off. You'll be moving, you'll jump too far for that and you'll overshoot it, so. Okay. Cool. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to West Clocktown. And we're going to go to the post office. Okay, however, we need to wait for 3 p.m. But on 3DS, we don't actually wait. Nope, that's 1 p.m. I can't count. Yeah, he's going to go on his route, and he comes back at 3. Sorry about that. Okay. So, we're going to play a minigame that requires us to stop a clock on 10 seconds exactly. If we're wearing the bunny hood, we get to see the clock. If you're not wearing the bunny hood, the clock disappears after 3 seconds. So you got to press A as soon as it says 10:00. Ugh. They on 64 has cost 10 rupees per try. Whoops, I was mashing. There we go. It's a hard one, but Bunny Hood makes it a lot easier. Okay. Now you'll notice that the postman does not get a star. That is because the postman is a very important NPC and has quite a few other pieces to some other people's quests. So we're going to be interacting with him a lot towards the end of the walkthrough. All right, so let's go ahead and deposit our money. Okay, and then we're done. So we got our 8th out of 52 heart pieces. Got a few masks. We're set up for some success in our adventure towards the southern swamp. So, for now, we're going to return to the dawn of the first day, and then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do in the next part of the walkthrough. So, like I said, the next part of the walkthrough, we're going to be going through the southern swamp, and then we're also going to be going through the game's first dungeon, which is called Woodfall Temple. This is going to be a long part of the walkthrough. In my N64 walkthrough, this was about a 2-hour video. I would still like to keep it as one video. So it's going to be a long one, but we're going to cover basically an entire region of the game. So it's, you know, it's worth doing in one sitting. And we're going to do it in one cycle of the clock as well. So don't worry about that. But in the next section, we're going to get heart piece 9. We're going to get a bottle. We're going to get heart piece 10, 11, and 12. Learn a few songs, do a dungeon, get a few other masks and some other heart pieces, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, cool. If you have any questions, let me thank my channel members, of course. Thank you so much to John Aldrich with 56 months, Silver Bullet 13 with 44 months, Daniel Cockrell with 38 months, Greg with 27 months, X Lightning 84 with 22 months, and Marcus B814 with 7 months. Thank you all so much for being channel members. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D in 4K, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. Don't forget to join my community Discord. The link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.